What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. So fans have created not just one, but multiple petitions to get Gizelle Bryant fired from the Real Housewives of Potomac. So I took a screenshot from the petition at change.org, and this is what it says. It says, quote, "For far too long, Gizelle Bryant has used RHOP as a tool to tear down women and peddle over colorism to darker skinned women. All this, it says but I'm sure they meant all this while failing to contribute to a noticeable storyline that kept viewers interested in her and her employment by NBC Universal. It is time to let her go." End quote. Okay, so a couple things, right? One, I really feel like, this is, I don't know, some people will call it drastic, but I feel like it's a result of the network just not listening to what fans have been saying for multiple seasons. I feel like Gizelle, she doesn't have a storyline. She hasn't been a housewife or married the entire 8 seasons that the show has been on. She tried to reconcile with Jamal Bryant for a little while, but it didn't work. That whole binder with Monique, and then Karen coming in with the rebound, like, "Is Jamal coming?" And Giselle's like, "No." And Monique's like, "Of course not." And that was the last we heard of Jamal Bryant, at least on the Real Housewives of Potomac, right? Um, and and here's the thing. I would feel bad for Gizelle if she were not so cruel unnecessarily to women of a darker hue, to Candice, to Wendy, to, just, I feel like almost everyone but Robyn and Karen, right? Her trying to haze and go after Monique as soon as she came on the show, and then Monique shut that down instantly, about the whole, home situation. Gizelle was like, "Oh, you don't have a home? You don't own your home?" Monique was like, "We own 4 homes." And then Gizelle was just, gagged. But a lot of people have been saying for a very, very long time that they can see and are triggered. A lot of people are triggered by the colorism that they constantly see as a result of, Gizelle specifically leading the charge of just antagonizing her castmates, right? Just because they're darker skinned. I feel like people at NBC Universal are so far removed from, the lived experiences of people of color, specifically Black women, that, when people were first talking about colorism, Andy had no idea, I think the first time he tried to lead the conversation himself. And while they listened to that, of course, to protect Andy and his ignorance in what colorism is, because there's no way that he could know that from his lived experience unless he actually did the research and the work, which Andy does not come across to me as a researcher at all, outside of his own personal interest. But, this is something that fans have been asking for a very long time, and I feel like they've been highly ignored. So the fact that there's petitions out now is just a result of, again, the voices of the people who have built this audience and this show just not listened to, just largely ignored. So I'm going to read just a few of the comments. One of them says, "Girl, I'm just over it. Gizelle should have been left the show. What story does she have but being a cougar and her shack being under construction for 60 years anyway? Starting colorism and xenophobic debates. Girl, bye. I agree she needs to leave the show. I want to see officially if they would reconsider her not being a part of next season. And I feel like that's the question on the table, right? If they really want this show to be successful, at some point you're going to have to start listening to the fan base because people will tell you what they want if you listen. I don't know if you guys have ever watched the show Power, the 50 Cent created, but if you guys remember, the theme song of the show was sung by the singer Joe for multiple seasons. And then they tried to switch and give it to Trey Songz. That lasted for like a few weeks. People on Twitter and TikTok and Instagram were not having it. And they quickly, and I mean quickly, switched it back to Joe. And the people were happy. and so, and so all you have to do is listen to your fan base. Because the truth is, I don't know why Gizelle is even on a show titled Real Housewives when she's not a housewife. She's not real. Because there's nothing outside of bullying the other ladies that people have interest in. Yes, I will say, I will give her credit. I feel like she is a good mother to her daughters from what we can see, right? From the edits. The edits protect her oftentimes. When Gizelle does things and says things that are extremely, antagonistic and problematic, they don't show those things. They cut them out. And again, her being protected only helps her. It doesn't allow any kind of further discourse to, bring a true resolution among the ladies. She doesn't respect anyone outside of Karen and Robyn because Karen is, a little bit older and demands respect from Gizelle. And then Robyn is extremely loyal and doesn't require that level of respect from Gizelle. And they're both, again, her close to her skin tone. Everyone else, I feel like she deems them a threat. Off rip, you know, whether it's her Creole upbringing, the fact that her father was calling another woman Aunt Jemima, which tends to, again, lead to generational indoctrination and people, being conditioned to view across all cultures, a lot of cultures, people with darker skin that they are less deserving of a good life, quality of life. So when Gizelle sees these dark-skinned women like Candice, like Dr. Wendy, like Nneka, thriving with successful husbands, they're successful in their own right, but they also have successful husbands who love them, beautiful families, more money, more successful businesses. I really feel like, she's really envious. She was really, really jealous of Monique. Chris Samuels loved Monique down. I don't know what happened in their relationship, but I do know it was Monique who initiated the divorce. But they had beautiful children. Well, they still have beautiful children together. They're great co-parents, but their family, that nuclear family, is what I feel like Gizelle wants. And because Jamal was not even unable, he was unwilling to give her that, she is taking out that misplaced anger and frustration on the darker skinned women that do have that. And fans pick up on it. It's clear as day. But for a multitude of reasons, right? I feel like because Gizelle is so, I think she's one of the EPs too of Real Housewives of Potomac, because she's so close with the network, because she's so close to Andy, because just her aesthetic, right? Having Eurocentric beauty features, because she's so close to the proximity of whiteness, then by proxy, she's going to be protected. Same with Ashley, right? Ashley has given us nothing outside of being married to an older white man. And then them starting this athleisure line it's a desperate attempt to create a storyline. But here's the thing, they don't have anything that's desirable on their website. Um, Nothing on the runway transferred to the website. And it's just, they're not really pushing those things. They're not marketing. I don't see them, using their social media to market. The things on their website you can go pick up at any Dollar Tree or Walmart or Target or whatever store on the block. So there's no pizzazz. Gizelle has a degree from Hampton in marketing. Like, that's what you went to school for. The fact that they are not using that is beyond me. But the fans want her gone. Um, I don't know if Bravo, are going to finally listen to the Real Housewives of Potomac fans. From the looks of things, they're not, by firing Nneka when it's Giselle's head that the people want. Ashley, they want her gone as well, from what I'm hearing. But, they fired Robyn instead and Nneka. So they're going to continue to do what they want to do. And I guess the ratings will reflect that decision, that stubbornness. But anyway, those are my thoughts. You guys, let me know yours in the comment section below. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, Aces. Bye.